Welcome to the OpFun web portal training video on how to apply for the SR-FRB incentive. The Small Rural Frozen Rolling Base SR-FRB incentive supports investments in energy and water efficiency and conservation measures by small and rural PHAs. Under this program, eligible PHAs can freeze consumption using the average annual consumption for the most recent 3-year period for up to 20 years. All cost savings accrue to your PHA and may be used for any eligible public housing purpose at your PHA's discretion. In order to be eligible for this program, your PHA must meet the following criteria: administers 550 or fewer combined public housing units and vouchers under Section 8, has a primary administrative building with a physical address in a rural area, as described in the cited section of the Code of Federal Regulations, or has more than 50% of its combined public housing units and vouchers, Housing Choice Voucher and Project-Based Voucher, under Section 8, located in rural areas. Alternative operating subsidy moving to work agencies, whose MTW agreements modify the utility expense level, are not eligible to participate in the SR-FRB program unless they amend their MTW agreements to adopt the operating fund formula. A PHA project is not eligible to receive both an Energy Performance Contract incentive and an SR-FRB incentive at the same project in the same year. Please refer to relevant PIH notices for further program requirements. Let's walk through the application process together. We'll begin by checking our PHA's eligibility for this program. Log into the OpFun web portal via Secure Systems. Click on the PIH Operating Fund link to go to the OpFun web portal. Click the Energy Incentives link in the left menu. Open the Economic Growth Act Energy Incentives drop-down menu. Choose the first option: View, Search, Add, Edit, Update Energy Incentives Eligible PHAs, SR-FRB. After choosing the calendar year, the page will display a list of all eligible PHAs. You can quickly search for your PHA by typing your PHA code or PHA name in the search bar. You can also search for your PHA by clicking on either the PHA name column header or PHA code column header and using the filter options. If you have questions regarding your PHA's eligibility, please send an email to sr_FRB@hud.gov. Now that we've checked our PHA's eligibility, let's walk through 3 use cases for creating an application. First, we'll begin with creating an application for electricity that has no financing or liens. On the main Energy Incentives page, open the drop-down menu and choose the View, Create, Update Economic Growth Act Energy Incentives PHA Application SR-FRB option. Confirm the calendar year and PHA code. Next, select the development AMP code your PHA is electing for participation in the SR-FRB program. In this example, we will choose electricity in the Select Utility field. Click the Submit button. The portal provides the actual consumption and the rolling base consumption for the last 3 funding years. Click the hyperlink for any development number to view the Form HUD 52722 for that development. Click the Create button. Click the Report button at the top for a detailed report of the last 3 years of actual consumption. To download this report, click the Actions drop-down menu and select Download. Click on the CSV icon to download the file. In this example, we'll choose No for the Do you intend to have financing and the Are you placing a lien, i.e., security interest on the public housing property fields. Review the information and click the Create button. The screen refreshes and assigns an application ID. You can provide comments in the PHA comment field. Click the Apply Changes button to save your changes to your application. Be sure to review the values in Consumption Base Year 1, Consumption Base Year 2, Consumption Base Year 3, as well as the computed average consumption. This average consumption will be frozen for a duration of 20 years once the application is submitted and approved by HUD. Your PHA may elect to opt out in subsequent years. If your PHA opts out prior to 20 years, your PHA will have to wait 4 years before participating in this program again. If you need to add supporting documentation, click the Add, Delete, View Attachment button. Choose a document type. Enter any comments as necessary. Click the File Browse button. Locate your file and click Open. Click the Upload File button. Click the Close and Return button to return to the application screen. When ready, click the green Submit button. The application status changes from Created to Approved. Your PHA will receive an email notification from the OpFun web portal. PHAs may request a heating degree day HDD adjustment. This adjustment can be made one time and must be made when submitting the application to participate in the SR-FRB program. On the main Energy Incentives page, open the drop-down menu and choose the View, Create, Update Economic Growth Act Energy Incentives PHA Application SR-FRB option. Confirm the calendar year and PHA code. Next, select the Development AMP code. In this example, we'll choose Gas in the Select Utility field. Click the Submit button. Click the Create button. Choose Yes for the Heating Degree Adjustment Requested field. Enter a value in the Heating Degree Adjustment Value field. In this example, we will use -101. We'll select No for the Do you intend to have financing and Are you placing a lien, i.e. security interest on the public housing property fields. Click the Create button. Since we're requesting a heating degree adjustment, we must include supporting documentation with our application, such as an engineer's report. Click the Add, Delete, View Attachment button. Choose SR-FRB Heating Degree Adjustment as the document type. You must choose this category in the scenario, otherwise the OpFun web portal will return an error. Enter any comments as necessary. Click the File Browse button. Locate your file and click Open. Click the Upload File button. Click the Close and Return button to return to the application screen. Click the green Submit button. The application status changes to In Review. HUD staff will review your application, and your PHA will receive an email notifying you that your application is now in the In Review status. HUD requires PHAs to obtain Section 30 approval if a PHA secures financing related to the SR-FRB incentive. Let's walk through this example together. Choose Yes for the Do you intend to have financing and Are you placing a lien, i.e. security interest on public housing property fields. Include any comments in the PHA comment text box. Click the Create button. Click the Add, Delete, View Attachment button. Choose Section 30 for your document type. Enter any comments as necessary. Click the File Browse button. Locate your file and click Open. Click the Upload File button. Click the Close and Return button to return to the application screen. Add any additional supporting documents and click the Submit button to complete your application. HUD uses three statuses for the SR-FRB application: In Review, Approved, and Returned. Your PHA will receive email notifications when HUD updates your SR-FRB application status. You can review your SR-FRB application status at any time within the OpFun web portal. Let's explore what these statuses mean for your application. HUD reviews applications that request a heating degree adjustment. The OpFun web portal will send you an email when HUD starts the review of your application. Once HUD staff have reviewed and processed your application, you'll receive an email from the OpFun web portal. HUD updates PHA Excel tools for the forms HUD 52723 and HUD 52722 every 2 weeks. PHAs must download the new PHA tools, complete the tools, and submit for HUD's review through the OpFun web portal. You'll receive an email notification if HUD staff place your application in the Returned status. Typically, this status means that HUD needs additional information from your PHA. Your PHA can resubmit its application in accordance with the guidance provided in the latest OpFund Grants Processing Notice. Please review the user guide and relevant PIH notices for detailed explanations of these processes and any required documentation for your SR-FRB application. After your application is approved, your PHA can remove a utility from participation in the SR-FRB program. To begin this process, select the Energy Incentives option in the left menu. Open the Economic Growth Act Energy Incentives drop-down menu and choose View, Create, Update Economic Growth Act Energy Incentives PHA Application SR-FRB from the drop-down menu. Select the appropriate calendar year and your PHA code. Choose the specific AMP from the development list. Select the pencil icon for any approved utility listed in the table. Select the Remove button in the top right corner of the page. Enter your comment explaining why you're removing the utility from SR-FRB participation and choose the Submit Request button. Please note that if you elect to remove one utility from participation in the SR-FRB program, all other SR-FRB approved utilities associated with this AMP will also be removed. Additionally, there is a waiting period of 4 years to rejoin the SR-FRB program for this AMP. After your application is approved, your PHA can revise a utility that was previously approved for participation in the SR-FRB program. To begin this process, select the Energy Incentives option in the menu on the left. Open the Economic Growth Act Energy Incentives drop-down menu and choose View, Create, Update Economic Growth Act Energy Incentives PHA Application SR-FRB from the drop-down menu. Select the appropriate calendar year and your PHA code. Choose your AMP from the development list. Select the pencil icon next to the utility that needs revision. Select the Revision button in the top right corner of the page. Your PHA has 3 revision options: removing of units, change in resident paid utilities, or change in fuel source. Make your selection and enter the new requested SR-FRB value. Type a comment explaining your revision. If you select the Change in Fuel Source option, you must select an option in the New Utility Type Proposed drop-down menu. After entering your data, select the Enter Request button. You will need to supply supporting documentation for your revision request. Scroll to the bottom of the application page and select the paperclip icon next to your revision request. If you are removing units, you will need to supply a unit removal calculation as supporting documentation. If you're changing a fuel source, you will need to supply an architect and engineer certification. After attaching your supporting documentation, select the Submit Request button. HUD staff will review your revised application and supporting documentation. Thank you for watching this OpFund web portal training video on how to apply for the SR-FRB incentive. If you have questions about SR-FRB incentives and policies, send an email to sr_FRB@hud.gov. If you have questions about operating fund grants, calculating or understanding operating fund eligibility, or PIH regulations or notices, please contact your local field office. For questions or comments regarding the OpFund web portal, contact REAC TAC by phone at 1-888-245-4860 and choose option number 4, or by email at reac_tac@hud.gov.